Hey everybody, happy Thursday. I hope you are doing well. For those of you that are new, my name is Susan. I'm a freelance fiction editor specializing in science fiction, fantasy, and romance. So this week we're starting a new video series. I decided it'd be a ton of fun to talk about some books with you guys that are coming out in the future months. So this month for September, I'm a little bit late on the go for this one. And just explain to you why I'm excited, and hopefully it'll help you find some new authors to put on your TBR. I definitely know they're adding to my growing list, as well as what I like about them, so why you might want to dive in. So there are so many books coming out in September. I could have chosen any number of books, and of course my choices are probably going to revolve mostly around sci-fi, fantasy, and romance, because that's my core love. That's probably why you guys are here anyway. That's mostly what I talk about, but that's where we're gonna lean to. Anyway, so I had to narrow it down a little bit. So I chose my top 4 that I'm excited to see come out this month. First is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This is a fake dating, nerdy professor-student relationship, although it's a graduate student and a professor, so that's okay with me. I don't really love the student-teacher when it skews younger, but hey, what have you. And it sounds sort of like a grumpy/sunshine relationship romance, so I absolutely love it. Now, the funny thing is, I'm not always on board for the fake dating trope. A lot of times it gets me very frustrated because I'm like, just own up and tell people, like, it's fine that you're single, like, it's cool to be single, don't worry about it. But it sounds like this has the rationale behind it, as well as a lot of chaos that happens because of it, and if it works out, I am 100% on board. So I'm super excited to dive in. I've never read a book by this author before, so finding a new author for me is always a bonus. Second is The Last Graduate by Naomi Novik. So if you haven't read Naomi Novik, I highly recommend that you do. You can start with this series. This is book 2, actually, or you can jump to her Uprooted series. I believe all of that's out. I have to double check that, but I believe all of those are out. This is book 2 in a series that is not complete, so if that affects your decision, I still highly recommend, if you're interested, buying the book, because you can support the author that way and then just wait till all the books are out. But in any case, I haven't started this series yet, but I am so excited. I've already bought book 1, speaking of supporting the author. And I will be buying book 2, but it was pitched to me basically as a female Draco as the main character in a Harry Potter-esque world, and honestly, that's really all I needed. So it's sitting on my shelf. You can probably see it somewhere behind me. Ooh, I see Uprooted. It's somewhere back there. And I'm totally going to dive into the story as soon as I can on my TBR. It's a little embarrassing how behind I am. I am a huge sucker for the anti-hero, which is what it sounds like this main character is, and especially a female anti-hero, so we need more of those. So dive into this one, certainly, and if you have a female anti-hero idea, write it. I'm super excited. The third one, now I'm gonna 100% butcher this name, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. There's trust here, you guys know. The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina? Question mark, if that's how you say that. My apologies if I just butchered that. By Zoraida Cordova. This is a generational story about a mysterious family that has magic. Nobody's really allowed to ask questions about why everything's going so smoothly, why they have the magic they do, what's going on with everything, or why they don't leave their family home, even for big life events. But slowly but surely, everyone in the family is dying off. And I'm in. That is awesome. I'm so excited to see why everybody's dying off. Not sure what that says about me. But in any case, I'm really excited. It sounds like such a rich world, a really cool idea, and it's sort of a twist on sort of the generational family type book that you see out there already a lot. The one interesting thing about this book is that it does say that it switches from the past to the present. So you're looking at the historical ancestors and what they went through, why things are probably started out, how they became the way they are, as well as then the effect of what's happening in the now, the descendants' lives, everything like that. It can be a really powerful balance, but for some readers like me, I get so attached to one plot line. Sometimes either this can really bring the world to life, or it can make me just want to read the one POV that I really enjoy because it's so well crafted and I just want to know what happened either then or what is happening now, and the other one has less of an impact on me. So that's always a risk when you have the sort of either dual point of view or dual timelines like she has here, but I'm really excited to see how it turns out either way, so I will 100% be diving into this one. Number 4 is Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. I thoroughly enjoy his writing. writing, both in the adult and in the YA realm. For those of you that aren't familiar with the YA, he wrote a couple of series actually, but the one that I've read is the Aurora Rising that he wrote with Amy Kristoff. I really enjoyed that. It's actually a sci-fi series versus the fantasy that he normally writes as an adult. So it's awesome to see one writer sort of stretch his abilities, be able to write on both sides of the genre lines, when really many times authors stick to either they write fantasy or they write sci-fi, and it doesn't always get mixed. So that is very cool as well. But this story is really just right up my alley. It's got vampires, forbidden love. It's a story of the Holy Grail, which was an interesting throw in there for me. But put together with his really vivid descriptions, the way he writes things, as well as his dark humor, I'm super excited to see what he does with this. I'm also very intrigued because the description of this book is talking about how it's also illustrated as well, and I'm not sure what the balance of that will be. I'm not sure how illustrated it's going to be, if it just means like a picture at the beginning of every chapter, or if it's truly an illustration sort of story that is worked into the novel. I tend to like my books either one way or the other, so purely on the manga or comic side or purely on the novel side. So having it mixed, I'm really intrigued to see if it sort of enhances the experience for me, or if I would just prefer it to be one way or the other. So I'm excited to dive in and see how that works out. And those are my top 4 books that I'm looking forward to in September. What are you reading? What are you excited about? What should I be adding to my list? I know there are books that I'm missing, and I'm super excited to hear from you to figure out what I should dive into next. Don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. If you're new here, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel, and that way you'll get alerts for when my next video goes up. I am notorious for forgetting to put on social media when new videos go up. It's always on Thursdays at 12:30. But if you subscribe, then you won't have to worry about me remembering. You'll just get the alert and it'll be awesome. Anyway, I had a ton of fun being able to write up the books that I am looking forward to this month. So if you like this series, let me know. I'll keep doing it. I'll do another one for October, November, December. Or if not, you want to jump back to the content about editing and writing, I'm here for that too. Let me know what you'd like to hear about. I'd always love to talk more about all of that with authors that are needing that help. Hopefully this has been fun, and until next week, keep writing and reading. Ooh, keep writing and reading.